Ready? Three,
Mm-hmm.
2, 1. Hey everyone, it is your girl Pearl.
And Stacy on the side. Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I be doing. You be doing good?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got some hot tea. Are you ready to have some tea?
Let's get the pouring.
Oh yeah, let's pour it up. So, I wanted to update everyone. What?
When you did that, you reminded me of something. Sorry. That laugh or that, oh yeah, that you
Oh,
did.
like the Kool-Aid man?
No,
Oh, what?
it's political, so I don't want to discuss it.
Oh,
But it's a couple
stop.
podcasters that are brothers.
Oh. Oh. So anyway,
Sorry.
about that tea.
Pour it, girl. Pour it.
So a couple of episodes ago, we had an episode where I was talking about a job opportunity. So here's the
Yes.
update. I got it. Jazz hands. Really excited.
Very happy and proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I worked really hard for it, and I was really confident in the interview, and I just felt so good about it. Um, I got along with all,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be three of my bosses. We had great conversations, and it was good. Like 10 minutes later, if that, I had got the phone call on my way home, and they offered me the position.
I am very happy for you.
Thanks. I manifested that. And that's what she said too. She was like, "How'd you get so lucky with this opportunity?" I was like, "Well, I was like, I manifested it." So I was like, I really wanted this position, and I really missed that kind of work. I was like, so this
And what did
opportunity
she
came
say
up.
to
I was
that?
like, something just told me to look on Sunday night. And so I looked and I saw it. I was like, whoa, with that pay too? I was like, no effing way. I was like, that is too good to be true. I was like, what's the catch? So I was like, they're probably not even going to be interested in me or whatever. Because I looked on their actual website and that job wasn't posted, which made me think it was like, well, maybe it's old or something, even though it only said
Yeah.
4 days old. So I was like, I don't know. And then like the very next day, they wanted the interview. I was like, oh, I was like, I don't have my portfolio. I'm not prepared. So I had to go hunt down some stuff
Oh,
so
it
I could
moves
show some
fast.
work. It really was. I was really surprised, and when I left that interview, I was like, well, I'm sure y'all got other interviews to go to and stuff. They're like, yeah, yeah. And they were asking
Yeah,
me certain
yeah.
questions about the job. And so I answered, oh, well, you need to have XYZ. And they're like, wow, she knows what she's talking about. They're like, that's better answers than what everybody else said. I was like, oh no. I was like, was it that bad for everyone? I was like, this is basic stuff. But I mean, I guess when you've done it for a while, you know your job, you know what's
Yeah.
expected. So, I mean, she was just like,
No.
how are you so lucky to get an opportunity for a position like this here? And I was like, manifest. So it
You
comes
should have said, I'm just
true.
that good.
Ah! They asked me my strengths, and I was struggling on my weaknesses. I was like, oh, what are my weaknesses? I'm like, maybe it's being told no. But I didn't say that. I wish I did because I don't like it when people tell me no.
Your pets are your
I'm a
weakness.
little spoiled, I would say, but I work
Yeah.
hard at what I do. I
True.
always, go above and beyond type of
I'm
thing.
half of that.
That's even with anything, like when I go to clean, I take everything and I clean everything. I don't,
Yeah.
and that's because of my
Well,
old boss. She was like, Well, if you're going to do something, you might as well take your time and do it right, or others will call you back over here to redo it. And then you're going to be wasting your time doing it some more. I was like, well, that's true, and that stuck with me since I was like 15.
Yeah, wait
So,
till you hit 50.
so it is a
It'll change.
good skill to have. If you're going to do something, take your time and just do it right. Because if not, you're going to be wasting your time later redoing it all over
Yeah.
again. So,
Don't be like me. Hop
just
from one thing
yeah,
to
put
another
in when
thing
you're
to
doing
another
it,
to
put in
another.
all of your effort. Don't half-ass it. And that's with anything.
I don't
Anything.
have effort.
What you say?
I don't.
Did you call me a heifer?
No.
Oh, sure you did. Play it off. I hear you.
No. I said
But
I don't have effort. Not no more.
well, you call me a heifer all the time.
I do, but
You do. You call everybody one.
I do, including my husband. I'm trying to get out
Okay,
of
guys.
cussing.
But
Oh
that's
Lord.
the tea. I officially
Mhm.
started like my last
Yay.
day at my old job was Friday, so this is my first official full week. So this is
And how's
exciting,
it going?
new adventure. It's going good. I mean, so far everyone's been really nice and helpful.
Is it
Laid
like
back,
what you
chill,
expected? Or is it
kind of.
still too soon?
Um, it's kind of well, it's so weird because
Oh boy.
yeah, because like my other positions that I've done in the past, I basically did the jobs of three different, I would guess, fields. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like in almost in every position, there's someone in IT, there's someone in customer service, there's always something in somebody, right? So I was basically doing
Okay.
like three different positions
Okay.
for smaller pay. So this is going to be way easier. I think it's going to be easier than I expect. And
Good.
I get to have creativity. I get to do
Uh,
things my way. Unless, the boss comes by and it's like, can you do this instead? Yeah, sure. You're the boss. You make the big bucks. You know what you're talking about. You've probably been doing this shit longer than I've been alive. But yeah, I got it. And we started this week full time. So good stuff.
and we are
So
all
anyway,
very happy and proud of you.
thank you. My husband is too. He's told more people that I could get the chance to tell. I was like, you told that too? I was like, yeah. I was like, I can't tell nobody nothing. I don't know nobody.
Well, that tells you that he's really proud of you then.
He is. He
And he
is.
probably
He is.
knows it'll make you happier than where you were.
Yeah, and it'll make him some money that he don't have to give me.
That's true. That'd be true. That'd be true. Well, my husband gives me all my money, so I'm not saying that, but
Yeah, gotta love marriage. He's a
as long
good
as you got a
guy. I
good
got a
one,
good one. I got a good one.
so did
I got a
I.
good one. Got a great one. Okay, back to the episode. Let's turn the tables a little bit. We did about 9 minutes of that. I think that's enough.
Okie
Oh,
dokie.
wait, hold on. You
Uh-oh.
get 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes only, sis. Uh, tell everybody about your cat.
Oh, yeah.
We
Now,
gotta have
Sarah,
a furry update.
we have a total of 4 cats. My oldest one is Sarah, Sarah Barra. She is 14 years old, and we know she's being treated for hyperthyroidism. Apparently, that's very common with cats as they start getting older. Never knew that, but I do now.
Hmm.
She's been on medicine. The only downfall with this medicine is really hard on the kidneys. So she became severely dehydrated. Took her to the vet. Come to find out, her kidneys are damaged, which was a possibility with this medication. But then I learned today the cats around 10, 11 years old start having issues with their kidneys. That it is not uncommon. It's very, very common with cats once they start getting older. There is medication to treat it. So yesterday I went to pick her up, and they said I could bring her back today for where they put a little fluid pill, so to speak, and it dissolves under their arm. Well, I was
An
worried about her.
IV?
No, this is like a fluid pill, and it dissolves under their skin. She's had it before. I
Oh,
asked if she could stay overnight and have an IV because when I was pregnant, I had an IV in it. When the bag was halfway empty, I felt so much better, full of energy, wide awake, everything. And I wanted her to have that before she came home. So, plus, I was worried if her kidneys are damaged and if she was sick for about 3 or 4 days. Sorry, couldn't afford the emergency vet. It's like $1,800 walking in that place.
oof,
Yeah, the emergency vet. That's what my
oof.
last estimated bill was for my other cat. So, with her being dehydrated as bad as she was, I wanted her to have a good amount because I was afraid her kidneys were trying to work without producing anything because she was dehydrated. She wasn't drinking. You know, like if you have a motor going and you got it blocked, now quit moving your camera, and you got it
Sorry.
blocked, it tries to work harder to because there's nothing for it can't breathe or whatever. So I wanted fluids in her so her kidneys would have something to work and it wouldn't be as big of a strain. And apparently that worked. Now
Good.
she does have kidney damage, but she does not have to be on medication. If I would have taken her home
Yay.
yesterday, she would have been put on medication. But her vet was really surprised at how far down her numbers came. And
Hmm.
she started drinking water just a little bit ago at home. So she's getting back. We have her home. So as of right now, she does not need no kind of kidney medication. So listen to your instincts. Always listen to your gut. It stirs you right. But the vet's
It
face was
does.
almost shocked with how low her kidney levels dropped. So
Mm.
we just have to watch her though, and if she goes to not starting to drink, we have to get her into the vet again to get fluids. So I'm happy with Sarah. So she is home tonight.
Yay, welcome back home.
Yeah, my husband wasn't happy with the bill, but it'll be all
Mm.
right.
I know it's taken out of your fund to move here.
It was taken out of
Right.
our emergency savings, yes. Plus
Mm.
his glasses. I'm gonna tell you what, glasses are expensive too. What the hell? Sorry, but Jesus Lord. Both my sons got glasses, and I got glasses, and my husband got glasses. And now I'm saving up for getting loose glasses. How about that?
Hmm.
Oops.
Were you supposed to tell me?
No. Anyways,
Okay.
let's move to the
Just
stars.
pretend you didn't say that, right?
Yeah. Shh. Secrets. Little secrets. All right. Okay. And as we
All
begin
right.
today, I got a surprise for you.
You do. I love surprises.
No, you're not going to like this
Oh.
one.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know crap shit about astrology.
Huh?
So I don't know nothing about astrology. I never have. So I'm going to take notes on what you inform us, so that I'm going to ask you questions. I even have got my paper and pen ready.
Oh Lord.
What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah, duh.
Oh, getting my notes ready.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about the headlines real quick and astrology real quick. You have to excuse me. I have a couple of gnats in here that are driving me crazy. So You might
chickens in
see
it.
it try to land in my mouth or
Ew,
something. I
good
know.
Lord.
So
Get a little bit of
don't be
apple
judging
cider
me if I
vinegar.
got gnats all up in my grill.
It's natural. They're natural, organic.
True.
Okay,
Ugh.
get a little bit of apple cider vinegar, 1 drop of dish soap in a container. It draws them. Yep, yep.
Okay. No
You
wonder
have
they like to
apples.
sink.
You have apple cider vinegar.
I have white vinegar
Dun, 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 dun. Nope, you need
and
apple cider vinegar.
vinaigrette, I think maybe. I need to get some apple cider though. It's
Yes.
good to have in your collection. Okay, so let's get back to this. So if y'all
Headlines.
hadn't already seen yet, there's all these headlines about this green comet that was first discovered in August of this year. This is, I don't know how to pronounce this for clarification. I did not do my research on how do you pronounce this word. So what I
Spell
did
it
is
for us.
it's Nishimura, if I said it right. Nishimura. But this is the first
Uh,
time it is going to be in the sky. Well, not the first time, but the first time and probably only time in our lifetimes to see
oh
this
well.
particular green comet. And apparently it came from 400 years, 430 years ago. They believed it had passed through our solar system and it won't happen again until at least another 400 years.
How do they
So
know that?
they don't. They make shit up, I think. But that's just my own personal opinion. I don't know. Maybe they got it out in an episode of Game of Thrones or something. I don't know.
Oh my
Sounds like a
goodness.
good story, doesn't it?
Yes. Make it more exciting.
You
You'll
should
never
watch
see it
the Game of
again.
Thrones. If y'all hadn't seen it, man, it's amazing. I
There was
love the
another one you
dragons.
watched too.
Yeah.
Vikings or something.
Vikings. Yep. I love it.
What was that
Valhalla
on?
Vikings. Um, I can't remember if we bought the series or not, but you can probably find it on Amazon for sure.
I don't do Amazon.
And then for Game of Thrones will be HBO.
I don't do HBO.
Well, you just a hoe.
No, I just don't like their Scooby Doo.
Oh, okay. There's other things in Scooby Doo. There's Game of Thrones and the House of Dragons.
I
There's
have Hulu.
rumors that they're coming out with a Jon Snow side series. We will see. I don't know. Could just be good rumors. But anyways, back to the
Okay.
comments.
Da, da, da,
And
da.
so this month, no, this year in October, next month on the 14th, there's going to be a ring of fire
Uh,
displayed in the sky. So that's where
oh.
it's like the circle around the moon, allegedly. The moon's going to be blocking the sun, and you'll see the little ring of fire around it. So it's
Doesn't that
not
mean
a
it's supposed to be a
total.
snowy, like a lot of snow?
I don't know, but you know what? I wouldn't doubt it since they're saying that our pole is shifting more towards the United States. So we'll see.
It's supposed to be a
And
colder.
that ring of fire is going to be shown from Oregon to Texas. So there's 8 different states that are going to be seeing that.
Ah,
And it starts at 9:13 a.m. prime time and ends at 12:03 p.m. sea time.
East Coast missed out on so much stuff.
Oh, wait, what is PT?
Pacific time.
Oh, Pacific. Just kidding. Not prime time. I was like, I was sitting there writing my notes. I was like, wait, that's not right. It ends in PM. There we go. Sorry. Dyslexia. It happens. And then another headliner is that total eclipse, right? And that's going to be next year on April the 8th. And there's going to be a few
Really?
states that get to see that. Yep. It's going to be
Wow.
in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and Canada. Sorry, Canada. Love you, Canada. So that's those notes right there. I just
Okay.
thought those were interesting if
That
people
is my daughter's
are
half birthday.
following. Huh?
That is my daughter's half birthday.
Are you in a dilemma and you need some answers to your questions? What about the cards? What do they have in store for you? And what about these lines on your hand? What do they mean? And are you missing a person that's passed on? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, let me help you. Your answers are right here on the podcast. I have a few services that are available for you, including pendulum readings, tarot card readings, palmistry, and medium work. It starts as little as $5. Don't delay. Send your email today at wickedwayspodcast@outlook.com. And let's get you out of this turmoil that you're finding yourself in. And remember always, blessed to be.
Okay.
It'll be 6 months from that date. She'll be 30.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. So now there's something that I wanted to tell you guys. I don't know if you ever noticed it, but the sun, I know Stacy probably never heard of this. The sun tells you the days, the moon tells you the months, and the stars tells you the year because there's different constellations in the sky, and that tells you, you know,
All
the
right, repeat that one
horoscopes,
more time.
that people say. Yeah, I told you, you never heard of
No, I have
it.
not. And it starts
This,
the year.
yeah, the sun tells you the day, you know,
The
what time it
day.
is during the day, keeps tracks of your days. The moon keeps tracks of your months.
That makes sense.
And then the stars keeps tracks of the year.
Now the star.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
So,
That I'm
we
interested.
have different zodiac signs in the sky.
Yeah.
So those all change throughout the year. They slowly rotate into new positions. And that's how you have your
Oh.
different individual horoscopes to which one is above when you're born, which constellation.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
I know. Isn't that neat?
Hmm.
So there is a few things that I do recommend everyone get, and I will link this into this description episode. So make sure you look for it. It is your free birth chart, and it goes into great detail, everything, breaking everything down for you. And you should do this. There's a few things that you do need to know about your natal chart. That's what people call it too, or your birth
And
chart calculator, whatever. It You need to know the time and place that you were born so it's accurate because it goes
what
by
do you
the
mean by
latitude,
place?
longitude, city,
Okay.
city and state. I mean, but it depends, if you're in a different country, you wouldn't call it a state, so the
Providence
the
or
location, yeah. So the location of where
all right.
you're born and the time that you were born.
Okay.
So make sure you look for that in the episode description. And I mean, guys, um, I was I was reading half of mine before this episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is all right on the money, It describes me to the T. And it just makes me wonder, like to
Was
these
there anything
things.
that surprised you in there?
Um, I've only read half of it. I mean, because it's so detailed and there's a lot
Okay.
of information. And there's a lot that I don't know as far as all of the moons and this and that. I'm not really that big in astrology, though I love it. I love looking at the stars, I love the moons, and, it's very
Yeah.
fascinating to me.
I
Just
love the
because,
moon.
yeah, I mean, just because of the history with astrology, that that was the first thing that's been pretty much recorded in history and several different continents throughout the whole entire world. Each ancient civilization, they study these. The Babylonians, the Greeks, the Indians, Chinese, Egyptians. I mean, it's pretty wild to how much information and how much they studied these stars because they literally built pyramids, or high ground. I don't know if you ever watch Ancient Aliens or not, but they do kind of talk a little bit about this to how the locations of certain stars will shine through, and like the sun will shine through. I think like Headstone over there in Scotland, like during the summer solstice, it goes straight into a certain little window of the
Yeah.
stones. So I mean, that's really cool. And I think there was the Georgia Guidestones that within the past year or so got kind of blown up, but they were Georgia Guidestones, and they did the same thing.
Ah,
Like the star or the sun or whatever it was. I have to actually look into it, but it was still lined up in this little tiny hole during, one time of the year. And you look at a different hole and it shows a different type of the year. And it's usually during those types, like the sun. It's mostly the summer solstice, in my opinion, but I'll have to do more research onto that. I didn't really look too much into that, to be honest
I
with
know there's
you.
something like that about in Ireland. There's like a cave, and
Oh,
I
really?
don't remember. To be honest, it's I learned this from Josh Gates, Expedition Unknown.
Uh,
He, I am horrible at geography, horrible, but I do learn from that show, and it gets interesting.
hmm
We just gotta be careful because you can get trapped in there too.
Yeah. Now, with astronomy, it does, it makes people wonder, like what else is out there? Even though we haven't even fully searched all of Earth yet, but we still want to know what's out there in the
That is true.
wild unknown. I mean, but
Actually, let me
guys,
see.
it's just really wild to me, to how much history is behind the astronomy side. Um, I do want to link a couple of other articles that I think you all would like.
Sorry. Excuse me.
You're fine. Even if it is on Wikipedia, I mean, it's still interesting stuff, like you can see all these
Hmm.
observatories. There was one I went to a field trip to. I think it was Fayetteville State University when I was a child in North Carolina. They had a big old, like, like a big old dome, right? This room
Wow.
was, and they had like all of the stars in the sky, and then like they mapped out different constellations of it all, and they
Hmm.
showed that to us in that way. I mean, it was pretty cool because you're like almost in a movie theater and you're just like looking up and you're like, oh, look at all these stars, and they were precise, with the correct information to how
I
it
went to
would
one
be.
years ago in Maryland.
Yeah, aren't
Yeah.
they amazing?
You look up
That's so
and then it
cool.
starts, you're looking at like black. And then they bring it out and it's
hmm
crazy.
hmm
And to imagine
Um,
Earth is in all this.
right. And that brings one to question, especially with all of these conspiracy theories about the earth itself. I mean, considering when we're in that auditorium, they displayed everything on a dome, right? You have all of these ancient Egyptians, and they're showing, like how there's a guy that's dressed in like all these stars and stuff, and he's supposed to be representing like the dome of all of the stars in the sky. Um, so are we on a spinning ball, or are we on a flat surface? that all the land just goes like this, but we're still in a sphere itself, because we have that dome. We do have the underground waters and stuff. And there's articles that I can show you guys too. Let me write it in my notes about water that had came from below, from underneath the ground.
Like
And that,
caves or caverns.
well, there's evidence, and there is that too, and you can even drill and get water and stuff like that, and do like well water or something. But this was like biblical flooding type of
Oh.
stuff. Like that's their theory on like where they finally found this water. It's like, oh wow, this could have been like the waters that flooded the earth, because they're saying many different cultures are saying that it was water that came from the bottoms, even though there was water coming in and it wasn't raining for forever. But I don't know, it's crazy. It just makes you think and makes you wonder, like with your eyes, what do they see? um I mean, anything is possible in my book,
Yeah. What
and
you see
those,
and may not notice.
yeah. I don't know about water underground. Writing my notes before I forget. Blood. Okay. Um, but anything is really possible. But it's like, how does everything work? I'm going to use Game of Thrones again because there's so much shit. Game of Thrones that is
I don't know that one.
so true and relatable. But in the Game of Thrones, they have this little ball thing, right? And it has these two different wheels that kind of go around this ball, which represents like the earth, you know? And
Yeah.
I think that these other little balls that go around it are like the stars and how they rotate around our earth to have these different constellations,
Emma,
because
time period was the Game of Thrones supposed to be about?
in my opinion, it would be like what it would look like in the 1500s,
Oh,
Renaissance.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go in that. Um, but
I heard a lot of talk about it. I just never
because it makes
got
you
into it.
wonder too, like how does the sun and the moon, how do they end up having this eclipse and whatnot? And they're saying it's the shadow of Earth covering the moon if it's like a lunar during, I guess, the rotations of the month. You know what I mean? How we said
Yeah.
earlier, how the moon tells you the months. Um, so you have that rotation. Now there's theories with this flat earth stuff that the sun and the moon, that they just dance around each other like this. And during certain times, from different vantage points of where you are, since, for an example, like how I said at the beginning of this episode, only certain states are going to see this total eclipse and not all of us, it's because it's within that line that's going around the earth too, because that has a clock on it, because the whole entire system is a clock. It tells you your times, your days, your months, the years, etc., and even centuries, because there's certain comments that will come by every 100 years or something. Um, but yeah, that's just. But where do these comments come from? That's another question. Like,
Yes. And do they
and
always come? I mean, do they like just go in circles around the universe?
right, because NASA says that we are on a spinning ball, that goes like this and also like this. So you're going like this, and then you're also spiraling through the galaxy, but then you would see different stars, in my opinion, if that was the case. If you're traveling so many light speeds, whatever the
Yeah.
hell they're trying to say, you would see different stars because you'll be traveling, you wouldn't
I think
be
they use a lot of big
stationary.
words. so
No,
we
they
don't get it.
showed pictures and stuff too, so I'll have to find that one too and link it in there. It's weird. Some travel.
I got a question for you when we're done.
Okay. What is
So
it?
keep your notes handy.
Just tell me.
Now? Okay.
Yeah, good.
Going to the lunar eclipse.
Uh-huh.
We all know that the moon affects the tides of the oceans.
Mhm.
How does a lunar eclipse affect the oceans? Is there any difference than a regular full moon, new moon, whatever? And do these also affect lakes and rivers, or is it just the ocean?
It's just the ocean because
Okay.
that's the largest body of water. But then again, I mean, I think it
Rivers,
has
a
some
lot of
type of
times, is part of the ocean.
right, but they
Some
drain into the ocean. The ocean doesn't go into them, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
rivers are typically natural waters, like from rain, etc. It all just goes downhill.
Yeah.
Because if you go, and for all we know, 500 years from now, what our rivers look like now could look like how the Grand Canyon looks, you know, and just be hollowed out if
Good point.
there's no rain or something. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
It just goes down in time.
Earth has life cycles, yes. So
It does. And I think there's always going to be some type of major event that's going to erase a lot of that so they can start anew. And I
Yeah, just
think,
like humans. You have
yeah,
babies, toddlers.
and I
All
think that this could happen in our lifetime, possibly by the year 2030. I'm just saying, to where a big, huge event is going to wipe out a lot of humanity and kind of reset
Don't say
itself.
that. Better make that like 2230.
I hope it doesn't happen in my lifetimes, but I know I've had several dreams of like end of the world scenarios. One of them were people coming out of airplanes in the sky and like Red Dawn style. And other dreams have been about floods. So it's pretty crazy. So who knows? There's like,
For
what is that
our
movie, The Day
areas,
After Tomorrow, where
yeah.
and we're and the earth is actually cooling. It's not getting hotter. The earth's temperature is cooling, not getting hotter. I repeat that again. This is very important because we are due for an ice age.
Are we?
And that could be something that happens really quick, especially if there are nukes in the air, because that's going to
great.
cause clouds. That's going to have no sun for 3 years or
Yeah.
more.
Lots of sun.
So who knows? Maybe our guardian aliens are going to be watching out for us and protect us and stop those. Like, have they done in the past? Because I even seen footage of UFOs like stopping missiles from going off. You know, come by and zap it, and it just doesn't work.
Okay.
But that's a little conspiracy.
Yeah. That's some of the things where we
But
differ
I mean,
a little
aliens
bit.
are part of the stars.
Well, okay. I'll let you carry on with that one.
Oh no, go ahead. What's your next question? I know you had another one.
No, that was it as of now. That was one of my big things that popped in my head.
Gotcha. So, and with these, going back to the solar eclipse here, since we talked about this coming up, a total eclipse and a ring of fire coming up. And that's because, they're only going to be available in certain areas. And that has to do with if the paths happens to cross or right. And they're able to have all of these predictions on when they're going to happen because there is a certain path that doesn't change. It's always the same.
Didn't they have one like last year or
I want
year
to say it's
before?
like 2018, maybe.
Oh wow, that long.
And that was available in our state in North Carolina because it happened to line up that way. I want to say at least every year somewhere on this earth, there is a total solar eclipse. There just has to be, just because of how the rotations go. Because eventually they all line up if you're at a certain area at certain times. So there's probably more than one. I have to look that up. I really want to know.
They're probably it probably garners more attention, media attention when it's in the States or when the States can see it. It may be brought up like on the Weather Channel or something like that, but it's probably focused more media when it's evolving the United States, I'm sure.
Right. Like Nishimura.
Huh? Oh yeah,
Nishimura.
the green alien.
Well, the green comet. I guess
Hey,
it's
it may
foreign.
be
I
a
don't think.
spaceship. Who knows?
Yeah, if this
You
is
never
the
know.
first time that they allegedly seen this in 400 years, because I guess it hasn't been on record. Maybe it has. I don't know. But yeah, and the closest date that green
Okay.
comet's going to be to Earth is September the 17th. So unfortunately, I live in the mountains and I wouldn't be able to see it. I tried this morning to go out there and look at it, and it was just too foggy here. I was like, yeah, not going to happen here in West Virginia. I was like, I tried. I even got my nice professional Canon camera out and everything. I woke up just like 15 minutes earlier. Oh, what happened? You turned your mic off. Oh, you're probably coughing or something. Who knows? Or yelling at children. Yeah,
Well,
probably.
it started spinning and then it froze. So while it did that, I went to go pee real quick. So
Oh,
I had you on mute.
God.
Then I had to wash my hands. If we want to
Jesus.
share.
God.
But yeah, you froze. You should see your face. Your face was open.
So,
Sorry.
yeah. So that's why there's only in certain viewpoints because I mean, it would have to be like I don't think that the Earth is traveling around the sun. I don't see that because there's people who photograph the sun's movements over like a course of a whole year, and it ended up being an infinity sign, like the figure 8.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, right? Which
Yeah.
means it's going to be like that forever. That's like what Mother Nature is telling us. So I don't think that the Earth is spinning around the sun. I think the sun perhaps could be local and not as far as they're saying it is. And if the moon and the sun were inside of a dome, like the flat Earth theory is, which there's some really good Viking images that you could see of like how this Earth would look like. It's almost like a hollow Earth too, if that makes sense. So that's how you have the cave people underground. But
Okay.
yeah, you were talking to somebody else.
What?
Who were you
Cave
talking
people
to?
underground. My cat.
No, who were you talking to before that?
My cat.
Oh, you talk to your cat and ignore me.
Well, he can't rub it up on my leg. He's like a good boy.
Well,
He is
I'm
such a
not going to
gentleman.
do that, sister. Don't worry. I won't rub up on your leg.
I don't want them to get jealous. They bite.
Yeah.
He was a bad boy one day. He sprayed on my son.
Oh, that's gross.
I told Bear, I
So
said,
there's one,
he's just
two,
marking you.
three, four.
Sorry, I was drinking.
So there's 12 different zodiacs.
Yeah, 12 months of the year.
Now I believe that they were saying how, because we had an episode before how they changed the calendars, the Gregorian calendar from the Julian calendar, etc. And I guess allegedly there should have been 13 months if we're going by the 28-day cycles of the moon instead of adding all of these 31 days, 32 days. It's like they almost rid a whole month. I'm not sure why, but they thought it was a great idea apparently, and that's how you have April Fool's Day. Because they're saying like the first of the year is when everything is new. You get new leaves on the trees. The winter is
Yeah.
done, it's over with, so everything's coming in, it's new, it's fresh,
Hmm.
and everything. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just okay,
Okay,
lost my
got
train
a
of thought.
question.
Sorry, I had people texting me.
Sorry, it wasn't me. It
I
wasn't
know,
me.
and you still apologized.
Question. Okay. You know how we were talking before when I was visiting you about the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, the Seven Sisters, da, 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 da,
Hmm.
da. Okay. On my Apple TV, I have an app, and it has, I guess, some of the constellations. It shows Saturn and everything else, but it also shows like Libra, Sagittarius, Aquila. Okay, and I'm probably totally mispronouncing this. Aquarius, Pisces, Australius. I don't know. Corona. Oh crap, it's another word. Ostrichus. I don't know. Scorpius. What are those? Are those like the Big Dipper, Little Dipper? Ryan's belt?
Um,
Or did I
it's hard to say, since I'm not seeing what you're seeing,
I know, I wish you had Apple TV. Damn it.
but it
Okay,
could have
if
just
you
been the
have an
names
Apple
of
TV,
the
if you have an Apple
stars
TV, look at your
itself.
apps and you go to the app that always comes on your Apple TV to planets and you click it and you can see solar system. And since I don't have the right remote, I can't move it all around, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Capricornus, Sagittarius, but there is also a whole crap a lot more. And they got drawings by each of these names. It's crazy. I don't know if I could take a screenshot of it. I'm afraid if I try to take a screenshot of it, I might get deleted from you. Don't know. Let me see.
Well, it's good you
Okay.
brought that up too, because there's the days of the week, and they're even named after different gods. And some would say the planets are
Okay.
also named after gods too.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
But I just thought that was interesting. Like Saturday comes from Saturn,
Okay. Yeah.
Friday comes from Frigga. She's a Norse god,
I
which a
like
lot of
Frigga.
the days of our weeks are named after Norse gods.
All right.
Thursday
You're
is
gonna.
named after Thor. Wednesday, Woden. Tuesday, two. You sent
Who?
me something. You sent me
Yes, I
something.
did that. That's a picture on my TV.
Let me see if I can pull it up on my computer instead. Okay, let's see. That's the picture of my TV.
What?
You
Well, that's a
said this is
picture
the
on my.
picture of my TV. Yeah, so
See some of them crazy ones, but
yeah,
they
it
all
just
have drawings and they're pointing to stars and stuff. So
yeah,
are
I
those
think it's
constellations?
named, I think those are probably gods. But it is constellations, and I think a lot of these constellations are named after gods.
And do you see the Pisces,
But I don't know, is this in Spanish or
Austronodus?
something? Is your TV in Spanish?
No,
Are you
no,
sure?
yes.
Okay.
But
I'm
if I
just
had my right
checking.
remote, I don't use the right remote. But
Hey, it's your girl Pearl, and I would love to tell you about this business called the Salty Lunatics Treasure Trove. They have all kinds of amazing things, included 3D wood burning portraits. You can have one done of your animal. Yes, couples, this is for you too. Will make an excellent anniversary gift. How about your child's drawing? You can surprise them and get it wood burned to last forever. How about beautiful mandalas? They're also available in 3D as well. They can even engrave your logo into just about anything. Rocks, wood, steel, glass, and so much more. Each piece will be custom made, and if you want to save some money, tell them your girl Pearl sent you for an additional 10% off of your order. You guys, they even have stamps. How amazing is that? Each piece is designed by this amazing laser. To learn more about this and everything else, please visit thesaltylunatics.com for more information.
I could move it around and I would be able to see a whole lot more.
Yeah. Hmm. That's
It's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. So if people are not aware, you do have horoscopes.
Excuse me.
You have your horoscopes.
I think everybody's heard of horoscopes.
Yeah. I don't know if do you read yours religiously?
No.
I don't really read mine that much either, unless I don't know. There's a lot of
If I just
questions
see
in
it
the
in the
air.
paper or something, I'll read it. But outside of that, no. Because I try not to put too much into it. Because if I read it, then subconsciously I'm going to be thinking about it. And I may not do something that I normally would do, or vice versa. So, but I know some people go by that and they live their lives by it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
one. But sometimes I do like to read it just for the thrills of it. Just for kicks.
See if there's something hidden you're not aware of.
Yeah, or if I know something's going on, I might look it up if I think about it. Like when I used to go to courts a lot.
Mm. He was always in a damn courthouse.
I was. Not for criminal. Well, at one point with one of my exes, I was there a few times. But that was years ago, back when you could smoke in a courthouse.
Oh, you could smoke in there?
Aren't it? Not a county. Yes, ma'am. And
I didn't
everybody
know
be out
you
there smoking.
in it?
Yes, in the hallway. Not in the courtroom, but in the lobby. Outside of the courtroom, yes.
Hmm.
Back in the 1990s when things were good.
When things were good.
Now shit's all gone crazy.
Where the illusion was good, I guess. But anyways,
Hey, I
um,
illusioned it and it was fine. Well, okay, I ain't gonna go there. It wasn't always fine. I was just in denial.
well, this episode was all over the place, guys. I am so sorry. I just feel
It's all right.
bad.
I do that a lot.
Well, I mean, it was me too. I was jumping subjects ahead of when I was going to. There's a lot of unexpected surprises happening over here.
You like surprises, remember?
So, did you learn anything, sis, on
Yeah, there's a
um
green comet.
astrology? Oh, that's a great comment. I love it.
And it's got an Asian name. So I'm
I mean,
assuming
it does, yeah. Nishimura. It sounds Japanese to me.
normally comets are named after the person who discovers it or closely, something like that.
Right.
So I wonder what country. Well, it could have been in America, but because we're the melting pot.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds Japanese if I had to come up with an origin of the name.
Japanese or South Korean, possibly.
Yeah, it's possible. Anything is possible in my world.
I should have asked my bear. He'd have known.
So this astrology episode is just a little different than what y'all were probably hoping for because I'm sorry, I'm not an expert on there. I just wanted to find a few key things to kind of touch bases on. And if that's something that's more interesting to you, we should definitely dive into this deeper, maybe even on little TikToks this week. I might try to keep my themes into the astrology just to help bring more awareness to different things that I'm going to, research and,
Uh
share with you guys. That everything is a fucking conspiracy theory, in my opinion. So
oh.
if they
It
have it
can
written
be.
down, it was conspired about for it to be public knowledge on what we're allowed to know. Because we, the small little peasants, we don't get to know everything. Isn't that right, peasant sister?
I'm a peasant.
I
I
want to
am.
be royalty. No, I don't. That sounds like a dreadful life.
Not dreadful, but you just have a lot of
There's like no
responsibilities.
privacy. I value my privacy.
I don't really do much anything, so I really don't give a crap. But I wouldn't want the government spying on me, I'll tell you that.
Well, too late. Stop. Stop. Stop.
Yeah. Oh well.
All right.
It
So
is what it is.
that's everybody. No one's exempt.
Oh, yeah, but that shit's crazy. They do. I want more stuff. Oh my goodness. Technology. Oh, it's a double-edged sword.
So, as you all know before, guys, I talked about my political side that I had dove into for the past 3 years. Um,
And it
and
can
I
be
do have to
addicting.
say it can be, and it's hard to kind of separate and close that door, but I am doing pretty good and I'm doing very proud of myself. I'm hardly checking the news. I mean, I might check it once a day versus 50 times a day.
Yeah, I
Um,
watch it in the mornings when I'm
well,
drinking
I mean, I,
coffee.
I I would look on apps. So now I find myself looking into other things that are more important to me and my family and my friends that affects us, other than like other states passing other laws, or executive orders. Ain't got nothing to do with me, you know. Um, Whatever. It's
Start
like
local,
I need to stop worrying about things that I have no control over.
except for on election day, in
So
theory.
yeah, so I don't even know if I'll vote anymore, to be honest with you. I lost
Don't
a
say
lot.
that.
I lost a lot of faith in that stuff.
You can't do that. You got to do your
So
duty, or you can't bitch.
there's mm, mm,
Really?
mm.
What are you doing?
Doodling. I'm doodling.
I doodle too,
I doodle when I talk on the phone. So
but I can't
I
show
don't
you
know.
mine. I made a tree and I made a
Ew,
flower.
McNasty.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
I can't. But anyways,
Lord Jesus. Oh,
um,
girly girl.
so I probably, if there's anything you guys want to know about more and you want me to look into it, or you want to share some information with me, let me know in the comments whenever I post the teaser to this episode. Or even let me know in the comments. I think you can on Spotify. It asks you like, what do you think about this episode? Please give us some feedback. Tell us what you want to know more about, and we can always add a part two. I just haven't been really prepared this week, guys. I am so sorry.
New job.
But
We
I
get
did
it.
do a little bit of research. I got hung up reading my naval chart. So make sure you click on that link in the description so you can find your own natal chart. Remember, you need your birth date and the place that you were born, and the time you were born. Those are the three main things. You can put any name you want, it doesn't matter, as far as that goes. But the personality readout on mine, anyways, really on point. I mean, it even made me chuckle because like I was having
And where was
flashbacks
this
of
at?
all these examples. I'm going to link it into the description. It's
Okay, but
just
I'm
a
gonna do
natal.
mine right
Yeah.
after we get off. So
Okay. I can
I
send it
can't
to
wait.
you.
Okay,
Yeah. I'll
do that,
send it to
please.
you.
It'll
Yep.
probably
Yep.
be easier for me. But
And
astrology's always been one that's been hard for me because it's like math and science. There's just so much, almost like formulas, to where it's just hard for me to grasp all of it, to be honest.
yeah.
At least for me. So
Um,
if there's an easier way, or if they're like, I don't want to say hints, but or shortcuts, but if there's a way you
well,
can lump.
Pisces is always going to be last because that was the last, I
Why?
guess, horoscope that they actually made. Well, because when you look at it and Aries is first,
It's
that
always
goes
is
back to the
listed last.
calendar of where they changed it. That's like the spring, that's the beginning, that's the new year
So it should be
is between.
first.
So Aries is March 21st through April the 19th, and smack in the middle is what? April 1st, right? That would have been the
April
new
Fool's Day.
year. Yeah, that would have been the new year, which is why they call people April Fools during that time frame in the Aries.
We
But
haven't
that's
said the
supposed to be the
born.
very beginning, and February is like the end of the winter time. Early, even early March is cold too, sometimes, just depending on your location.
And
So
sometimes it's
yeah.
hot.
So I'm going to read some horoscopes for some people. That's going to be my little witchcraft of the day. So this is going to be for Wednesday's date, the date that you're listening to this. And this is for Aries.
And
Aries,
let us
this
know
could
if
be
anything happened within that day that coincides.
well, we had the green comet going on, so that's affecting all of us, I guess. All right, so this could be a good time for you to open your mind to something new. Maybe you have grown tired with how you are approaching your life. You might be searching for some inspiration or help. Today, you might talk to someone or read something that helps you feel uplifted. Maybe you will adapt a new attitude based on your discussion with someone. Pay attention to the messages and the coincidences that come your way.
Hmm.
Next is Taurus. This is April 20th through the May 20th. All right, so today you are apt to be more connected with the higher and inner planes than usual and could slip in and out of meditative state throughout the day. It is best not to go out if you can avoid it. Ooh, honey, stay home. Play some
Yeah,
time to be alone,
call
preferably
in.
in the evening, so you can meditate deeply. Keep a notebook nearby so you can write down any insights that come to you.
Okay.
Gemini, this is May 21st through June 20th. You might want to get some help from a mentor today. You could have a guide who can help you sort things out. Excuse me, maybe you have an old boss who is still friendly with you. You might be able to call them. That
I'm
does sound
sorry.
bad, huh? You might be able to call them up and make good use of their expertise. You might have
Wow.
some new perspectives on a situation that requires some tact and distraction. Don't forget to don't make any sudden moves until you have clarity about what you want to do.
That's an interesting one.
All right. Next is Cancer. That is June 21st through July 22nd. Today, you might play detective. Something or someone, perhaps a pet, has gone missing in your neighborhood, and you'll be out there leading the charge. The object of your search will have, oh no, I missed a line. The object of your search could prove exclusive, but will probably turn up none the worse to none. Probably
Restart. Reverse
getting
card.
tired. I'm like getting close. I'm like, I can't see. Okay. The object of your search could prove exclusive, but don't. Why do I keep saying don't? But will probably turn up none worse for where. I fucked that one all up, y'all. My bad.
Because
If that
normally
didn't
when you
sound
say
good.
but, a lot of times people will say but don't, you know.
Yeah, I guess it's habit. I was like, why? This word is nowhere in the sentence. It's dyslexia. That's my story. I'm sticking to it because I'm not stupid. I promise. I just can't read, which is part of dyslexia. All right. Next is for my Leos, July 23rd through August 22nd. Besides, I didn't pre-read this stuff.
No, I get it.
All right. So it might be hard to focus on one thing today. Your mind could be scattered in several directions as you run errands, play with your kids, and visit family members. It could be easy to forget things, so make a list of any essential items that you need to buy. Don't be hard on yourself about completing tasks today. It is better to just relax and be open to amusing chats with people right now. Enjoy being social. Aw, that's my little daughter, little Leo.
Oh,
Sounds like something she needs to do. It's make a note and not panic so much. But she had a good day today. Get out of here, Nat. See, it went on my
it's
nose.
fine.
It's attacking me. All right.
Sandy, you ain't got no apple vinegar, bitch.
All right. So
Oh.
next is the Virgos. That is August 23rd through September the 22nd. Any object you treasure, perhaps a family heirloom, could be missing. Do not panic. It's probably somewhere in the house, though it may have slipped behind something or had a pile of other stuff put on top of it. At any rate, it's among other things. Searching too much, however, could make it more elusive, excuse me,
I was
than
gonna
it
say
should be.
exclusive.
Yeah, my bad. Keep
Elusive.
looking when you have time, and the item will turn up in a very strange place. I'm just going to say it's in your underwear.
Uh-uh.
If you lost it, it's in
I've
your
been
underwear
looking for
drawer.
something and couldn't
All right.
find it.
Well, that wasn't your horoscope. You have to wait.
No,
See
I
what
guess
ours
I'm
is.
still gonna be looking for it for a while.
I guess. All right, Libras, this is for you. A lot of visitors may come into your home today.
Oh God, thank God
Land
it's not her.
might be discussed. At some point, you'll be reminded of someone from the past and experience a momentary wave of longing to see this person again. This won't last, however. You'll be too busy relating to the people now present. Expect to learn a lot of accomplishment and throughout the course of the day. Go for the gold. Okay, Scorpios. This is October 23rd through November 21. You have anything for me, sis?
Nope.
Commentary?
Nope.
Your turn.
I ain't got that.
All right. So, this is for you, Scorpio. A favorite female author might have recently released a new book. This has inspired you. You'll likely be feeling especially alert mentally and perhaps particularly creative. If you've been thinking about trying your hand at the artistic object, this is the time to do it. Communication with those closest to you should go very well as you're feeling especially warm and open. Romance is enhanced by simulating conversation about matters of interest to both of you. Sparks are flying. Come on, clickety click. Okay. Next is Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 21. You have a sharp imagination, and today it could be in your unusually high gear. You might feel that your muses or your guardian angels are delivering special messages to you. You could experience some exciting coincidences where something unusual happens to you. This experience could give you shivers because it carries a special meaning for you. Let your spirit be moved today and allow your mind to expand in some new directions. We're changing up in here. Come on, come on. Okay. Capricorn, phone calls might take up a lot of your time today. Young visitors might come to your home in the evening, perhaps to learn about or discuss intellectual matters of interest to all of you. You might spend more time fixing the place up in preparation, as you'll want everything to be as close to perfect as possible. A female friend might bring a book to you that she thinks you'll enjoy. Got anything for me, sis?
Nope.
All right. Aquarius, this is for you. January 20th through February the 18th. It is a good day to pay attention to your body signals. If you are feeling fatigued right now, maybe you should go on a brief fast and clear out some of those toxins. Drink lots of water and take nutritional herbs. Do some exercising if you want to sweat out some junk. You might need to detox right now with some rest, relaxation. Take care of your mind, body, and spirit today. That's my husband's horoscope, and he probably
use some incense. Cinnamon.
Right. And this is for the best for last. Us Pisces. February 19th through March the 5th. March.
What did you say?
20th. I said to March the 5th.
Uh-huh.
That's her birthday, if y'all didn't know.
They do it now.
March 20th. February 19th is mine, so it's just funny. I said both of our birthdays. All right, so none of y'all matter. It's just us two, apparently. Just kidding. Y'all matter very much. All right, so what?
Baby cat got me.
Oh, was like, what in the
Kittens
world?
are so much different than adult cats, man. They just jump up at you.
Yeah. All right, so an intellectual subject that fascinates you could occupy much of your time today. Questions may arise in your mind about the subject that you want answered now. Therefore, you could get into some in-depth research. This might have you virtually trapped in a library or glued to the internet until you either find a way to find out what you want or pick up a few leads to places where you might find it. Good luck. Well, I already done said I had to do some more research on this astrology stuff. God, horoscopes, you didn't have to tell me to do it.
I know. I get obsessed with certain
just rub it in
things.
our face. That's so funny.
Okay, Now,
Because I
will
love
you,
the stars, and I feel so bad that I'm not prepared for this episode
since you
as much as I
tapped
want to
into
be.
this, explain the what do they call them? The cups birthdays.
The cusp, yes.
Now,
So
I
there's,
probably said it
I don't
wrong.
know if you guys noticed it or not, but there's two different sets of zodiac calendars out there. And in fact, I think they brought in another one recently and
Oh, really?
even gave a new one. I would have to research that tomorrow.
Now you're gonna become obsessed.
And I will make a TikTok on the cusp,
My two
just
sons are
for the
one.
research. Yes, so I'm one too.
My
Like for an
husband.
example, right? So example, February 19th can be either an Aquarius or a Pisces. It just depends on the particular horoscope calendar that you're looking at, because I believe there's at least three different ones
I
for
know they
America.
said
I know
something
there's like
about
the Chinese ones and everything else too. There's those.
stop. Oh, stop it. He just climbed up the back of my chair. I know they were saying it's like if your birthday's on, like you were saying, the 19th. So if your
Uh-huh.
birthday fell on, let's see, what is it, like 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. 3 days before, 3 days after. The beginning or the end of each sign that you're both. So you'll have both of the characteristics, and you know, so you would be Pisces and what was the
Aquarius.
next Aquarius. So you'd have to
Right.
follow both of them.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I think that's one individual choice. Now most of the ones that I tend to read, I always make sure that mine is a Pisces. That's the one that I particularly like to follow. Where it's at the very beginning, like the February 19th will be the first day of Pisces.
But you're actually both, so you'll have
I mean,
characteristics of both.
I can be,
Now,
but
horoscope is different. I don't know how that would work.
well, right, that's what I'm talking about. Like, what there's different horoscope calendars, I guess you would say. I guess depends on who makes them, what their beliefs are, and what
How
they
do you
have
pronounce
probably
it? Cups?
identified with.
Are they like
Cusp.
COUSP or
Yeah, cusp.
something?
Yeah, like
Cusp.
cusp. Yep.
Okay. I just recently learned of this about a year to 2 years ago. I've never heard of this before until I
Yeah, I
went and
think
got
we
some
talked about this
gemstone.
previously in an episode too.
What are you doing?
So you're free to, look back and look at those. But yeah, I will make a video about the cusp and talk a little bit more in depth with that, because I like to point at pictures and when I'm explaining stuff. I like to have a graphic behind me, like I'm a news lady with the green screen.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's why I like TikTok. They
Be
have
like a
fun.
weather person. Then you could have a clicker and change it.
Click, click. All right. So, anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off of this episode. It dragged on a little bit longer than I intended, but that's a-okay with me.
So Stacy Stash will be back next week.
What?
Nah. Yep.
What?
Surprise! You did it for me.
You didn't research
That's okay.
nothing.
Yes, I did, but we could save it for. Hey, I just decking my hair.
Speaking of, next week's episode is going to be Mabon, or Mabon, Mabon, however you pronounce it. That is one of our Sabbats that we celebrate. It's pretty much a Thanksgiving harvest for the Sabbat that, witches or other even pagans would celebrate. And we're going to go over that and maybe some history on that, things that you could do and whatnot. So
Sounds like an
I know we
interesting
haven't, I think
topic.
we did have an episode of this in the past, so I'm going to touch back on that episode, re-listen to that. That's going to be part of my research tomorrow to find
And you
out
work well.
exactly. Yeah, I know. I'm like, my days are going by so fast because like now I don't get home until at least 5 o'clock versus, 3 or 4.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So
Rest in
it's, I miss
Jimmy Buffett.
having that extra hour or 3. It just depends on my old schedule. It
Your
does,
hour or
it,
3.
it helps a lot because, that extra hour or 3, I would be making a video or something. Like I feel bad, like today I didn't make a video for my TikTokers, so I'll probably have to make it up to them later. Sorry, guys. Make it up to you tomorrow with the
Dun-dun.